What? You doing that? Hey,
I was overwhelmed. I think the whole village was here, and all just crying and laughing and hugging, and it was just really amazing.
I actually met my brother and sister, Lasha and Tiona, a little bit outside of the village, and they kind of directed us in, and they wanted me to go in their car. And obviously I don't speak the same language as them, but Tiona held my hand the whole ride in. And then as we come up the road, I started seeing like people, like just, you know, kids, like everybody from the village, like from the outside. And then we drove in into the gates, and like I could actually pick out some of the people from your video, and I'm like, oh, I remember. But I saw Liana just sitting over here, and she like right away she started to cry. And the village, because I'm noticing it's all just one big family, and so, which is great. I got a little bit of that experience with the Supra after kind of the initial meetings. We had a very nice Supra and lots of food. You know, we didn't do any, like, they had offered to do like a blood test or something like that, and I knew right away that it was, and I was like, that's not necessary at all, and it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, and I got to like stay at my sister's house, so you know, just a little bit. I don't know. It's been really good.
შუყელა ბავშვი ხალი ყველა ტიროდა, იმიტომ დედაშვილი შეხვედრა ეს იყო რაღაც სენსაცია.
ქეთინა შევხვდი გეიხარა იმან გამზდელმა მანახა ჩემი შვილი.
We first were driving into Kutaisi. Gia, Teona, and Lasha met us to show us where the village was, and so they were waiting, and we pulled up and they got out of the car and we all hugged, and Teona said, now you have two daughters. So and I knew, and then I took one look at Lasha and Elizabeth, and I thought, it's her brother.
You know, and actually when I first met him just on the side of the road where we kind of like met up, he shook my hand, but and he gave me a kiss, but he never could look at me. And as the night went on, he started to warm up. But that's how I've always been. Obviously, I came into this much more open, and I was very much willing to kind of like talk to people and stuff, but I let my mom do all the talking, because I'm just like, I don't know, it's very overwhelming. Yeah. The whole thing has been, but it's in a good way. You know, when I would ask her like, why am I adopted and things like that, she would tell me just, you know, what we would think is just that, you know, she probably couldn't afford it. Medical obviously is not the same as it is in the States, and that it was to have a better life. And I always truly believed that. I never ever thought, I never felt like really abandoned, like by my parent, like by my biological family.
It was interesting because when she would ask about her family, what I would tell her was exactly what Liana explained when you did that first interview, and we both watched that and went, you know, and I didn't know that for sure, but in my heart I knew that when she had to do that, she was doing it for what was best for her, and it must have been very hard.
არ მეველოდი მე ხოდა მე ავკანკარდი როგორც მაშინ ავკანკარდი თქვენ რო ვიყავით შემცირდათ ხო გიდა ხო შენ არა ნერვებს ხარ აყოლია მაგრამ მე იქე დავწყნართით
ბედნიერი ვარ ამ წუთების და აი ამ დღით და ყველაფრით რა რაც აქ ხდება ეხლა ჩემ აზრში ფეხი ყველანაირად გვერდით დაუდგებით და თავის სურვილებზე არის ხან დამოკიდებული ყველაფერი. ჩვენ პირიქით გახარებულები ვართ ძალიან და რა ვიცი. მოხარულები ამ ყველაფრით და თავის გადასაწყვეტი არის ყველაფერი.
This is not her. She
ამავზიდი მეტლა. 6 თუ რამდენი? 4.
იცი რა ლამაზი როგორ გაიცი
You are so beautiful. You are such a beautiful.
ესენი ახლა წარმოგიდგენია ამბეს რომ აიყვანდი და მოხავდა ეს შეგოდა ხომ რომ იძულებული ყავი აგეყვანა და ისეთი მოხვევა და ისიცოდა ძალიან თბილი ბავშვი იყო თავისუფლად გაყვანეთ და იცით
I do remember a little bit of when they would like hold me or like carry me from like place to place, like inside and outside of the building, but that's about it.
დიახ ეს იყო წლების წინ ბავშვთა სახლის შენობა შვილი ბავშვთა სახლი
რატო დაიხურა, როგორ გახსოვს?
არ ვიცი, არ მახსოვს, მარტო ის მახსოვს, რომ 7 თვე ჩვენ ფაქტურად 15 ლარი ვქონდა, ძალიან კარგად მახსოვს ხელფასი, 15 ლარი ვქონდა ხელფასი, 15 ლარიან ხელფასი 7 თვე არ აგვიღია, თავისთავად ეს ქმნიდა პრობლემას.
ეს ბავშვებს რა ბედი ეწია, ვინც იყო მაშინ?
ეს ბავშვები აქ იყო მარტო ჯანმრთელი ბავშვებიც იყვნენ და იყვნენ აგრეთვე არ იყვნენ რა ჯანმრთელი ბავშვები სხვადასხვა პათოლოგიებით, ფიზიკური ნაკლით და ასე შემდეგ და რამდენადაც ვიცი ის ბავშვები გორაზე არ ვიცი რომელი ქუთაისში გორას ვეძახით, იქან არის რომელიღაც სასაფრთხო ბაღი, ნაწილი გადაიყვანეს ეს ბავშვები იქეთ, ნაწილი წაიყვანეს სამეგრელოში რაღაც ქეთუშა იზრდებოდა აი ამ ფანჯრებში ეს არის ეს ემოთ მეორე სართულზე იყო ის ოთახები სადაც ქეთუშა იზრდებოდა.
I have certain things actually that kind of like trigger at least me thinking. That trigger me thinking about like just Georgia, the family, also kind of the orphanage and things like that. Just a couple certain like little things that and so it'll be on my mind just randomly. Like one of them, probably the biggest trigger is actually the train horn or the train. I don't know why. I don't know if there's a train near the orphanage and I used to hear it, but that's one of the triggers. And then there's a certain smell that I have, and that also kind of makes me think of it. One thing I do remember is a red bucket that was like where we went to the bathroom. I don't know if that's true, but I do remember that, and I don't think we have a picture of that, do we? Oh, okay, we do. Wow. Yeah. But I do remember that. That's actually one thing I do remember, just because it was kind of just randomly put in a room, and that was it. Well, of course, when I first came to the U.S., I didn't speak English, and so my mom and I had a little bit of a language barrier, and I would speak Georgian, and you know, she obviously picked up on some of the words, and she actually remembers a lot more than I do. But yeah, I have some certain words, kind of, as my mom called it, like survivor words, and that I needed to just that she figured out. And like muselli, which is stomach, peki, which is leg. No, I can't think of it. I knew for it. Oh, babua, which is it grandma? Grandpa. And yeah, oh yeah, puree, bread, of course. I think I probably know that because I have a feeling that's probably a lot of what we ate in the orphanage. So I feel like that's why I knew that one. And I've always liked bread, even still, always love it. So.
Elizabeth, you know, ever since I adopted her, you know, she always has known that she's from Georgia. Trying to build that pride in her heritage was really important to me. When she would swim, her big international competitions, I had 2 small flags, an American flag and a Georgia flag, and I'd always wave both of them while she was swimming.
I've always wanted to go to Georgia growing up, just to learn the culture. And just kind of know like background or my origin, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. And just, you know, see what it's about. I never in my million years thought I would ever meet my biological family. For the most part, I guess the best way I put it is I became like content with the unknown of not knowing that part. And so seeing your article and video was just great, and it made me want to come sooner, you know, sooner than later, come visit, because now we have this connection. That I ended up living in the States with opportunities as just for normal opportunities that everybody has, but also the opportunities that someone with a disability has, that there are none here. When I read the article, like, I always get a little like teary on it. I don't know why, but I do. And it was great seeing the video, and I could kind of tell, just watching kind of their body language or whatever, that, and as I see like other parents, like that would be very hard to know that like you kind of left your child, and you could see kind of that sadness and maybe even guilt and shame through it. And that's actually one reason why I wanted to come here, because I wanted them just to know that I don't have any harsh feelings against it, and I just wanted them to be at peace, like in their heart, and knowing that everything was okay.